Hey guys, what is up? It is Oxide here from Elite Delta Gamers, and well, this week's Halo video is it's kind of just, it's a serious question. It's been coming up a lot in the Halo community, and really it's just, as the title is Halo 4, or Halo in general, dying? I mean, people have gone back and forth about this. People say no, it's really starting to come up now. And the majority have said no, it's time has passed. It's gonna start fading away now. So, really, in my opinion, and I am really sorry to say this. I mean, I love Halo. You can ask anybody who knows me. It's my favorite game to play. Although Halo 4, like I said in one of my earlier commentaries, it was disappointing and I don't play it that often. But it's still Halo. It's still a game that I love. It has its flaws, it has a lot of flaws, but it's still Halo. And it is, honestly, I do think it's starting to fade. I mean, just after Halo 3, I guess it's kind of, you can, and I know people are going to start hating on me for mentioning this franchise in the video, but I guess you can kind of relate it to the time period that Call of Duty 4 came out. Now, I love Call of Duty 4. I think that was the best Call of Duty, and I still hold that opinion, frankly. And after MW3, COD went to shit for me. But COD 4 was a good game. Did I like Halo 3 better? Hell yes. Halo 3, just flat out, it was a better game. There's no question about it. But just Call of Duty really started to pick up at Call of Duty 4. And at the start, yeah, Halo, I think at that time Halo was still bigger. It still had a sizable kind of lead on Call of Duty. Call of Duty wasn't nearly as big as it was before Modern Warfare came out. So, just when Modern Warfare came out, the player counts I guess it wasn't immediately, because like I said, Call of Duty wasn't as big, but the player counts just started to dwindle. Like, if you look at release day compared to maybe a year, well, not even a year, probably 6 months later, complete change in player counts, which you can expect in most games after 6 months, but still, it was crazy looking at how they just kind of dropped. And then after Call of Duty started to become popular in that span of Call of Duty 4's life, of the 1 year life cycle, but it just lost players. Honestly, it faded. Well, it didn't. You know what? I wouldn't say it faded at Call of Duty 4. Actually, my bad. But it started. I guess that's when it started its decline. And just because it started declining doesn't mean Halo was bad. Doesn't mean there was problems with the game. It just means that people wanted to change. Halo was top dog since pretty much Halo 1 came out. Absolutely exploded with Halo 2 on Xbox Live. And that's really where it really started competitive console gaming. But it got old to people, really, if you think about it. But they've been playing it for 6 years, and they just say, oh, it's a new fast-paced game. You can just get in the fight immediately, die, and you're back in it right then. And it's just, people like that kind of style. I guess they hadn't seen it before. But it kind of hit Halo hard. And it hit the community hard, too. I mean, after Halo 3, the community really started to turn negative, and there was always those people who just weren't great people in, I guess you could say, all game communities. But Halo and Battlefield are notorious for having horrible communities, which, it's not necessarily, I'm not saying everybody is bad, but there's just not a lot of good people. There's a lot of pretty much people that just say, no, if you don't play this game, go die. Frankly, that's something I don't like, and it just pisses me off, but that's my opinion. But, just after that, it's with Halo Reach 2, people didn't feel it was like the original Halo. They didn't like armor abilities. They didn't like the ideas of loadouts, which, frankly, I didn't mind in Reach, because you still had the same weapons to start off with as everybody else. The only exceptions were Invasion. But it's just kind of... It really sucks to talk about this, just because it's been a great thing to do, or to be a part of this community for the past, over a decade now that this game has been going, this franchise. It just kind of really sucks to admit that it's going downhill now. I mean, look at the player counts at Halo 4. Granted, Halo 4 was nowhere near the best Halo game. It had a lot of issues, and certainly it was far from being on my top of the book. It would probably be on the lower half of my top Halos. But just that doesn't even equate to just what Call of Duty kind of did to Halo, and really the gaming community as a whole. It just took it by storm. Granted, it's starting to die off now, but really, I don't think Halo is going to make the huge comeback. I think really the new top dog is going to be Battlefield, and that's going to go for another 6 or 7 years, and then who knows, we'll have a new game. For all I know, it might be Titanfall, that's the biggest new game. It might crush Battlefield. It might be Destiny. I really have no idea. We're just going to have to wait and see. But really, honestly, it's time to admit it. Halo is dying. I mean, people are bored of it. There's always people that are going to be playing it. They're probably still going to make games for a long time, but it's not going to be anywhere near as popular as some of the other games have, which it sucks. It really does. I wish it wasn't happening, but it's just one of those things where it's just like, well, shit happens, you just got to deal with it. But frankly, there's a lot of good games out there. Am I sorely going to miss Halo? It's not like it's going to be, gone, but am I going to miss the old style of Halo? Am I going to miss the popularity of Halo? Am I going to miss Master Chief being the top dog of all video games? Yeah, of course. Those were like the heyday. But it's just, you have to kind of make room for these new games. You can't stay with the same thing forever. You just have to kind of adapt with a change, if you know what I mean. You have to kind of, well, I don't want to say go with the flow and sound like a hippie, but you guys get my point. It really sucks to say this, but Halo is dying, honestly, guys. I don't know how long. It's not going to be anywhere near as popular as it was. Well, Halo 5, hopefully it's not going to be like Halo 4, where it's just going to plummet after, maybe a month of the game coming out. But still, it's going to drop. It's not going to be near the Halo 2, Halo 3 levels of players. I can pretty much guarantee that. So, and it is really sad, honestly, because it's a great game. It's a great game series. It's had its issues. Like, people didn't like Halo Reach with all the changes with armor abilities and stuff, like I mentioned earlier. People didn't like in Halo 4 there were custom loadouts and stuff like that. But frankly, I don't think it's that. Well, in Halo 4, I think it's game breaking, but in Reach, I didn't think it was. I don't think it's good reason enough to kind of not kill Halo, I guess, but which they're not going to do. I'm sure they're not going to end Halo. There's too much money to be made in this franchise. It's just dumb marketing. But to recap, it's unfortunate to say, but I do think Halo is dying. It's losing its popularity, and that does suck. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.